It's upgrade day for the Arctic Fox. Like our RV, your RV probably came with only one fire extinguisher somewhere near the door. Did you know this is the minimum requirement from the National Fire Protection Association? In this video, we are going to install an additional 2 extinguishers in our RV and tell you why we're doing it. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. For those that are new to the channel, I'm Sean, one half of Chicory's Travels. The better half, Julie, is not in on this video. She's actually doing the filming. We were full-time travelers for 6 years and have recently gone to part-time with a home base. If you enjoy this video, please consider subscribing, and let's get into the RV to show you what we're doing today. Our Arctic Fox 275L came with this one fire extinguisher here by the door. According to the National Fire Protection Association, all RVs are required to have a one Class BC fire extinguisher near the exit that's at a minimum. Ideally, you should have a fire extinguisher for each room, and a Class ABC fire extinguisher would be the best. In our case, we're going to add 2 more fire extinguishers to make it 3 extinguishers for the RV. One is going to be here by the door, one is going to be in the bedroom, and one is going to be inside one of the storage bays that can be quickly accessed in case of a fire. The additional 2 that we're adding, and the third when we have to replace this, are H3R brand fire extinguishers. These are top quality rechargeable fire extinguishers that will last a lifetime when taken care of. So what are some of the differences between the fire extinguishers? The first alert extinguisher is a disposable fire extinguisher. So any use of this, or when it has reached its life cycle, this has to be disposed of and cannot be recharged. The H3R fire extinguishers are rechargeable after use, and many of the parts can be replaced if damaged. It's mostly all metal except for the gauge here. The first alert is a Class BC fire extinguisher, meaning it is good for flammable liquids and electronics because it will not send the current through to the extinguisher and risk electrocution to the user. The H3R Max Out, this is a Class ABC fire extinguisher, meaning it will add trash, wood, and paper to what the BC fire extinguisher can do. You can see the construction between the two. The first alert has many plastic parts, no gauge, and does appear to be cheaper in construction compared to this H3R. The other H3R, the HalGuard clean fire extinguisher, is similar to the BC fire extinguisher in that it will only put out BC fires, but it will not leave a mess when you clean it up. It turns into a gas and doesn't leave all the foam and mess. Again, both of these 2 H3Rs can be refilled and have solid construction that will last a lifetime if you take care of them and do the proper inspections. We are going to mount the ABC H3R ABC here by the door. We're going to mount the HalGuard Clean Agent in the bedroom, and we're going to mount this one in the storage bay. So let's get started. The installation was quick and it turned out great. It took about 20 minutes to get all 3 installed in their locations. The next item is preventive maintenance. The nice thing is that the extinguisher should come with a booklet or paper like the one you see here that describes all of the preventive maintenance as well as the use and warnings that are for the extinguisher. This one that you see here is for the H3R extinguishers, but I also have one for the first alert extinguisher. Before we talk about preventive maintenance, though, I do want to mention that no matter what type of extinguisher you have or that you get in the future, make sure it is UL listed. If it is UL listed, you know that the information you will have on the extinguisher and in the booklet or paper is necessary and is properly formatted for that fire extinguisher. So make sure your fire extinguisher is UL listed. It will have a stamp on it with the UL symbol. And then you know that it's going to work when needed as long as you're taking care of it properly and doing the appropriate preventive maintenance. So the first thing with preventive maintenance is before you install the extinguisher, you should weigh it. And on the extinguisher itself, it should have the weight with the plus or minus tolerances for that weight. So make sure you weigh it and record that weight. And I just record it on my preventive maintenance sheet so that I know what that weight was. And then as we go through the additional preventive maintenance that you need to do, you'll know why it was important to weigh it before you started. But if you do initially weigh it and it's not within those tolerances described on the extinguisher, then you need to return it or get it repaired or whatever you have to do, because that indicates a problem with the pressure and the fluids or dry chemicals inside that extinguisher. So check that weight before you install it. Then every month you should check the fire extinguishers. The first thing, you want to make sure that there's no obstructions. You want to check it for damage. You want to check the gauge for a charge. If it doesn't have a gauge, like the first alert, there's a little button usually on the top that you press, and if it pops back up, that usually indicates that the pressure is good. So you want to check all those things every month. And then once a year, you want to check the weight of the fire extinguisher to make sure it's still within those tolerances. And they also recommend that you get a professional inspection done at a fire safety store. Usually you can call your local fire department and they'll be able to tell you where one is, where you can get your extinguisher serviced. So do that every year. At the 6-year mark, you definitely want to get a professional, thorough inspection of your fire extinguisher. Take it somewhere, have them check it out, make sure everything is appropriate on that extinguisher. Some of the disposable extinguishers may actually expire at the 6-year point. So know, again, read that paper that comes with your extinguisher and read the label on the extinguisher carefully to make sure you know the life expectancy of that fire extinguisher. And then at the 12-year point, if you haven't used your fire extinguisher yet and haven't had it recharged, it's time to take it into those fire safety people and have them do a hydro test on your fire extinguisher and then recharge it. So again, if you have a rechargeable fire extinguisher, this is great because if everything checks out, they can recharge the extinguisher and you're good to use it some more. So it is definitely, you can see the long-term benefit of having that rechargeable fire extinguisher. But again, a disposable will take care of business if you need it in a pinch, as long as you're taking care of it. And then you want to keep the preventive maintenance that you do documented so you can make sure that it's being done, whether by you or by somebody else, and prove it's being done in case you have any issues. I just use the sheet that I showed you earlier and I keep it in a notebook so that I have it handy. And when I'm doing my monthly checks, it's right there and I can document everything. Again, read the directions and know how to use your fire extinguisher before you install it. Also, make sure everyone that travels with you knows where the fire extinguishers are and how to use them. I have no illusions that I'm going to save my RV in a fire. You've seen these images of how quickly these RVs can go up in flames. but I do want to be able to get myself or others out of the RV before it's too late and I'm not able to do it. And that's really the peace of mind that I have with having these 3 fire extinguishers now. With 20,000 RV fires a year, there is a chance that it's going to happen to me or even you. So having those fire extinguishers and knowing where they are and having everybody know how to use them is really important. And frankly, I'm sorry I haven't installed the appropriate number of fire extinguishers earlier. And it was simply out of ignorance of not knowing how many I should have. Um, So also, no matter if you get a disposable fire extinguisher or a rechargeable, make sure you have enough, like I said, to safely evacuate the RV, put out small fires, and be safe. This includes having that fire extinguisher in each main room. Like in ours, we have the bedroom and the living/kitchen area, and then having one outside. So in our old Cyclone, we would have had one in the garage area, one in the kitchen/living area, and one in the bedroom, and then one outside in one of our storage bays. Make sure that storage bay, it's not like jammed in the middle of the storage bay somewhere. Make sure it's easily accessible so when you open that door, you can grab it and get to work putting out that fire. So thanks for watching, and until we see you on the road, safe travels, everyone.